Before we jump into that, I thought I might just give a couple of points for recap to focus our discussion here this evening. And that is, we're talking about two different things that have been going on in the news. The first is the question of the Nuclear Posture Review, or the NPR, and that's an overall document released by the U.S. government talking about what we're doing with nuclear kinds of things. It contains a whole series of false assumptions, in my opinion, and while it sounds good on the surface, the question is, how does it really work? And then also the New START treaty, which the President has been negotiating with the Russians, and that is along the same lines as the Nuclear Posture Review. And my concerns are pretty much listed in 5 points, and the first point is that somehow we're supposed to create a world without nukes, and the way we're going to do that is to reduce America's stockpile of nuclear weapons, not develop anything new, and cut back on missile defense. So we're going to reduce our own national defenses, and somehow that is supposed to help make other people do the same thing. But my question is, does it really do that? The nations that depend on us say, oh, we can't count on them for a nuclear umbrella. They're liable to increase. And the third world country that may decide they want to cause us a lot of trouble or blackmail us says, hey, the way we can do that is the U.S. is disengaged. We need to jump in and really develop our nukes. So how do we get to this, quote, wonderful world without nukes? The second point is, how much do you trust Russia? And even if you do, how about all the other countries? The third point is, why do we connect missile defense to the nuclear posture? Missile defense is simply the way of making our nation more secure. Why would we freeze that? The fourth point is, why would we want to limit further nuclear development? And we'll get onto that in a minute with my good friend from Arizona. And then the last question is, why are we going to do what Ronald Reagan said you should never do, and that is to discuss what ifs? I think if we're attacked by a foreign nation and they do us harm, they don't need to know exactly what we're going to do, because everything should be on the table if you endanger U.S. citizens. And yet this treaty is going to say, well, if you do this, we won't do this and this and this. Why do we want to try and spell that out? And so that's those are 5 concerns that I want to make sure that we discuss today.